Good morning, cheetahs. Mr. Lanza here again to read another story for you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying busy. And I hope while we're away from school, you're doing a lot of reading. I know I've been doing a little bit more reading than I normally do because I have a lot more time on my hands. And, reading, that's a good thing. So today, as you'll notice, I'm reading in another part of my house for you. This is another one of my favorite places to read. This is downstairs in my family room, and this is my favorite chair in the house. And this chair rocks, and it leans back, and it's really, really comfortable. And I love to read from this chair and read in here frequently. So today I'm going to read another story to you, and you're all familiar with this story, and this is Disney's Lion King. And this story was adapted by Lily Murray. Now, adapted means that she didn't really write the story. When The Lion King came out, it came out first as a movie. And so Lily Murray took the movie with the permission of Disney and adapted it into a book so we could all sit here and read. Now, this story also doesn't really have an illustrator, but you're going to find something really interesting because this story has a lot of painting, sketches, and what they call concept art. Now, what is concept art, you might ask? Well, when a company like Disney wants to make a movie, an animated movie with cartoon characters, sometimes they don't really know what the characters are going to look like. They might have 5, 6, 7 different designs of a specific character in mind, and they're not sure exactly which one that they'll end up settling on, and that'll be the character. And a lot of times, these original drawings are very, very basic and done usually in pencil with black and white. Now, here you're going to find a sketch of Zazu. So this was an early sketch. They probably didn't know exactly how they wanted Zazu to look, what colors they were, that sort of thing. So they start with something like this. So in this book, what we're going to see is we're going to see a lot of sketches of characters when they were first trying to figure out what they wanted these characters to look like. Here's one of Simba. Looks similar to what Simba looks like in the movie, but also kind of different. There's no color, there's not a lot of detail. Just a very basic sketch of what they think Simba would look like when they make the movie. So this is The Lion King. Well, the sun rose over the savannah, huge and yellow in the vast sky, and all the animals in the kingdoms raised their heads to the sun. And then, as one, they began to move. Impalas leaped, and zebras galloped, and elephants swayed across the plains. Large and small, they swam, flew, and marched to Pride Rock, where Mufasa, their king, stood proudly. And the crowd of animals parted way to make room for Rafiki, a friend and advisor of the royal family. He climbed Proud Rock until he reached Mufasa and then hugged him. Well, Mufasa smiled and strode over to his wife Sarabi, and nestled in her paws was their tiny cub. Rafiki smeared red juice and scattered dust across the cub's forehead, and then he carried the cub to the edge of Pride Rock, holding him high above his head for all to see. Simba, their new prince and future king. Well, across the plains, Mufasa's brother Scar trapped a helpless mouse under his paw. Life's not fair, is it? You see, I shall never be king, and you shall never see the light of another day, he said as he dangled the mouse over his open mouth. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to play with your food? The king's advisor Zazu interrupted. What do you mean? Scar demanded. I'm here to announce that King Mufasa's on his way, Zazu explained. So you'd better have a good excuse for missing the ceremony this morning. Ooh, said Sar sarcastically, I quiver with fear. and he launched at Zazu, trapping him in his mouth. Scar, Mufasa yelled from the entrance of the lair. Drop him. Impeccable timing, Your Majesty, said Zazu, and Mufasa strode toward Scar. Sarabi and I didn't see you at the presentation of Simba. Well, Zazu hopped forward. As a king's brother, you should have been first in line. Well, I was first in line until the little hairball was born, replied Scar. That hairball is my son and your future king, said Mufasa. Oh, I shall practice my curtsy, said Scar, turning away. Do not turn your back on me, Scar. Oh, no, Mufasa. Perhaps you shouldn't turn your back on me, hissed Scar. Is that a challenge? Roared Mufasa. I wouldn't dream of challenging you. As far as brains go, I got the lion's share. But when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid I'm at the shallow end of the gene pool. And with those words, he walked away. And that night, as the rains fell and lightning crackled through the sky, Rafiki stood beneath the branches of a tree. He painted a picture of a lion cub on the bark. Simba, he said with a smile. As a month passed, Simba grew into a curious cub, running all over Pride Rock. One morning, before dawn, he ran to his father. Dad! 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 He called to Mufasa, nudging him. Come on, Dad! You promised! Okay, I'm up, said Mufasa. Well, he led Simba to the edge of Pride Rock to watch the dawn light break across the sky. Look, Simba, everything the light touches is our kingdom, said Mufasa. A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king. And this will be all mine, gasped Simba. Everything, said Mufasa. What about that shadowy place? Asked Simba. That's beyond our borders, Mufasa replied. You must never go there, Simba. Well, together, father and son began to walk across the plains with Zazu flying behind them. Everything you see exists together in a delicate balance, explained Mufasa. As king, you need to understand that balance and respect all the creatures, from the crawling ant to the leaping antelope. But, Dad, don't we eat the antelope? Yes, Simba, but let me explain. When we die, our bodies become the grass, and the antelope eat the grass, and so we are all connected in the great circle of life.